Escorts reported a 67% sales growth last month. The tractor sales have been on an upswing for the last several months, actually, on account of a decent monsoon and amply available financing. Is this trend likely to continue? Let's ask the management. Joining us on the phone line is Chief Financial Officer Bharat Madan. Good morning, Mr. Madan. Thanks for taking our call. First, a quick word on the March numbers, sir. What were the factors at play? What drove demand?
I think we've been seeing very good traction in the earlier 2 months also in this quarter. So look at Jan-Feb numbers also, we've seen about 40% growth happening overall in the numbers. So everybody expected the momentum that will continue in March. And this time there is some preponement of the festive season also. The Navratri started, the entire Navratri fall in actually March. So which are considered very auspicious day, and we see very high retail numbers happening. So that also probably one of the reasons why I think the numbers for the entire auto industry are looking pretty good in this quarter. So I think the vehicle space, I think the demand continues to be strong, and we're seeing the good traction on the ground. So the retail has been pretty strong in this quarter.
But, so, we continue to juxtapose strong tractor sales and talk of strong tractor sales against what we hear from actual farm sector, which is not exactly the most healthy of noises. So we continue to ask you all as to what you think is underpinning this demand. Like you said, it's not a 1 month factor that continued at least for a few months.
I think there are various pockets, I think, where the demand is very strong. There are certain pockets where we are seeing the stress is still there, which is not really seeing the kind of growth which you're seeing in other states. The states like Rajasthan, AP, or even Gujarat, where the growth overall for the year has been in a low single digit, and compared to the others, say almost 40-50%. So I think, yes, there'll be different, I think, voices we'll keep on hearing from various regions across the country. But I'm sure overall the sentiments are positive as of now.
Okay, and you would suspect that this would continue into the new financial year. Monsoon notwithstanding, there seems to be a commitment towards, ensuring that the rural economy is healthy. That should benefit you all?
Yeah, there's government policies of pro-agriculture, which is one positive factor. So like you said, so irrespective of how the monsoon is, so we ensure, I think, for the next season, definitely the agriculture activity will not get affected significantly, because there is enough water in the reservoirs today. But yes, there are definitely the impact which will happen on the sentiment based on how the monsoons is spread out on a pan-India basis. But one thing we must bear in mind is the last 2 years we're seeing very strong growth happening on the industry. So this last year also growth was 18% and this year again 22%. So the base of the industry is already very high. We're already sitting at a very peak level of almost 700,000 plus industry numbers this year. So next year numbers will definitely are looking at a growth, but maybe we're looking at a high single digit growth next year.
Sure. On the export market, Mr. Madan, can you give us a sense of what's working there and what's putting pressure?
So in export market, we have expanded our portfolio this year. So we have been investing in the product development phase for our international market, having completed with the complete overall portfolio for domestic market. So the entire focus has been now on growing the international business for us. So this year we've seen almost 80% growth has come in the international market. We almost still at a very low level of about 2,000 odd tractors, which we gained in this year. And we expect this growth momentum will continue. We've taken a target of growing this segment to 8,000 to 10,000 tractors level in the next 3-4 years.
Okay. So just switching to the big picture in terms of, input cost pressures, we've already seen some increase in commodity prices. Are you anticipating need to take price hikes?
Yes, so we have taken now one price hike from 1st of April, and we had taken one in the last quarter also. So I think as and when the inflation pressure which is continuing on this quarter, so clearly we'll have to pass it on to the market, and also we'll have to look at how the other players in the industry behave.
What has been the quantum of hikes across each quarter? Sorry, I should know that, but I don't.
Well, I think last year we've seen almost 2.5% cost increases which has happened, which we were able to pass on before the year end. And this year again, the expectation will be in the similar range, 2 to 3% cost increase will happen this year too.
Okay. So one last specific question. This is related to the money you may have received via the sale of 30% in Escorts AMC. Can you give us details on whether those funds would be used to cut debt at the parent level?
Well, it's a very small amount. I think this is only 3 crores of consideration which has been received. So it's not a really big chunk, you may say. So obviously there's also another investment which has been done in another business of financial security limited by more or less similar amount. So, but overall the debt position of the company is healthy. I think we are almost 0% capital now. There's a very small debt of 50-60 crores on the books, and net debt is again negative continuously for last 5-6 quarters now. So we don't think that is really an issue as of now, the balance sheet.